Today, we're diving into the extraordinary journey of one Scottish family who moved halfway across the world twice. Ruthie Ellis and her husband John first dreamed of living in Australia after a backpacking adventure years ago. When they finally made that dream a reality, they thought they were making the ultimate move to a land of sun, beaches, and new opportunities. But after only 18 months, they returned to Scotland, facing challenges they never anticipated. Now, they're back in Australia once again. What made them leave in the first place, and what drew them back? In this video, we'll explore their fascinating story and why Ruthie believes the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Ruthie Ellis and her husband John first fell in love with Australia in 2005 during a backpacking trip. It was a dream that lingered in their minds as they settled down in Scotland, bought a house, and started a family. But by 2019, with 3 children in tow, they decided it was time to make that dream a reality. Ruthie, a midwife, was granted a visa with permanent residency, and the family packed up their life in Scotland to start a new one in Sydney. However, their timing couldn't have been worse. When they arrived in January 2020, the country was grappling with devastating bushfires, and just weeks later, the world was plunged into the COVID-19 pandemic. Ruthie recalls the terrifying conditions, with the sky blackened by smoke and the uncertainty of what was happening globally. Despite Australia's beauty and lifestyle, it wasn't the dream they envisioned. The pandemic's lockdowns took a toll on Ruthie's mental health, homeschooling became a struggle, and making connections in their new home seemed impossible. As the challenges mounted, Ruthie found herself longing for the familiarity of Scotland. Their eldest daughter, Brooke, became sick and was struggling in school, which added to Ruthie's anxiety. Eventually, the pressure became too much, and Ruthie made the difficult decision to move back to Scotland. John, devastated by the move, had no choice but to follow. Upon their return in August 2021, the family faced more challenges. Due to Scotland's housing crisis, they were homeless for 9 months and had to stay with Ruthie's sister. It was during this time that Brooke was diagnosed with epilepsy after experiencing a terrifying seizure that left Ruthie fearing for her daughter's life. The 18 months following Brooke's diagnosis were traumatic for the entire family, but Ruthie knew they were in the right place. The support of their family in Scotland was crucial during this difficult time. Though the move back home was costly, Ruthie doesn't regret it. They received the care and help they needed for Brooke, and she believes they couldn't have gone through the trauma without their family's support. Despite all the challenges, the family began to rethink their decision to stay in Scotland. Brooke was spending most of her time alone in her room, and her struggles at school only worsened. Ruthie knew something had to change. She suggested to John that they return to Australia, a place where they had felt alive and free before the pandemic disrupted their plans. In December 2023, they committed to the move once again and arrived on the Gold Coast. Now, they're taking the opportunity to explore Australia's eastern coast, from Cairns to Sydney, and Ruthie is set to start working again. This time, they're approaching life with a different mindset. Ruthie no longer focuses on material goals like being mortgage-free by 50 or having a big car. After everything they've been through, her perspective on life has shifted. For them, richness is now about experiences, not possessions. The trauma they faced has made them want to live life to the fullest, and their goal now is to see as much of Australia as possible. While Ruthie doesn't know if they'll stay in Australia for good, she encourages others to embrace new opportunities without hesitation. She estimates that their 2 international moves have cost them around $50,000, but for her family, the adventure has been worth every penny. Ruthie's advice? If you have the chance to follow a dream, grab it with both hands. Their journey may have taken some unexpected turns, but it has been the adventure of a lifetime for Ruthie, John, and their 3 children. The story of Ruthie and John's journey between Scotland and Australia is one of resilience, adventure, and the pursuit of a dream. They've faced unimaginable challenges along the way, but they've also experienced the richness of life in ways they never anticipated. Their story serves as a reminder that sometimes life doesn't go as planned, but that doesn't mean the adventure isn't worth it. Thank you for joining us as we explored this family's incredible journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Fame Journey. And remember, the grass isn't always greener, but sometimes it's the experiences along the way that matter most.